My name is Mohamed Hussein from Egypt. This month, May 2014, I'm completing 28 years of my service in Plan, and I'm really proud of being part of this organization. I've spent 11 years in Plan Egypt, 17 years at the regional office in Reza. When I joined Plan Egypt in 1986, I started working in evaluation department. Then I moved to the executive office as a program admin assistant. And then in 1988, I joined the IT department. At that time, it used to called ADP, Electronic Data Processing Unit. And to be frank, at that time, I have never ever touched a computer in my life. And even access to computers at that time was not common. When I started my job there, I was trying to learn from the person who I took over from. And for me, it was a challenge, because when I asked him to teach me what did he do in computer and this stuff, he told me, to learn computer, you have to spend the same time that you spend in learning English. It was a shock for me. Anyway, at that time, I spent nights in the office reading through the manuals. And I taught myself a lot, looking at the programs and how this computer works and all this stuff. And this is the way that I started. And after that, Plan sent me to different training courses to build my capacity. And this is the way I started the technology. And I'm a geologist by profession, so I haven't been into that field before. I was supposed to work in the oil and mining industries. But this is the way that I started in Plan, my IT career. In Egypt, I was part of the management team. I was part of the program team, finance, sponsorship. I have learned it a lot. I worked under different country directors, management styles. I have learned a lot from them. They have supported me a lot. Also, I remember the first time I traveled with Plan, I traveled to US, where the old IH used to be, to attend one of the income generating projects workshops there. And this, during my time in Plan Egypt, the top achievement that I feel that I have done something is developing a program that controls all the benefits that we used to give to the families. Through this program, management can generate reports about the families getting 1, 2, 3, 4 benefits, and those who are not getting anything from Plan. And it was a very good program for the management. The other one was about controlling the dual enrollments through mothers' names. It was a simple program as well. In 1997, I joined the regional office as a regional IT manager. I was based in Egypt for 4 years, then I moved to Nairobi, then to Johannesburg, and now back to Egypt, operating from Egypt. I have witnessed all the computerization process in Plan, the internet era. I have witnessed all the manual work that used to be done in Plan, updating the master cards for sponsorship, updating the general ledger physically in finance. All the manual work, I have seen it. Updating the child book reconciliation manually. It was really, a long journey for me with Plan in terms of technology. I have seen all this. There was no email. We used to send faxes and letters through the post. I think it was, for me, it was a lot of learning through all my life in Plan. I have witnessed all the corporate applications, the rollout. I was part of all the rollouts and even the system development in Plan, starting with the finance system, with the enrollment system, with the program, PPM and all this stuff. Plan has contributed a lot in changing my career, as I said, and also personally, it changed my life. And I'll give you an example. The first workshop I have attended in gender, it was at the regional office almost 16 years ago. I came from Egypt, and my wife is from Egypt, from Cairo. We have different cultures. In my culture, women, normally they are treated differently. And when we used to go to the office together, myself and my wife, and we come back, she prepares the food, she takes care of the children. She even sometimes, you know, she takes them away when they cry, just to avoid my disturbance. At the same time, I was doing nothing. So I started to reflect on my life, and I really understand and realized, you know, how women are important in our lives. And frankly speaking, this has really changed all my life, and even my children now, I'm just, you know, they are growing in a different culture, in a decent culture.
Mohamed Hussein is one of the best people I have ever came to know through the journey of my life in Plan. And he's one of those talented people that I came to know. Actually, he's so dedicated and creative in his solutions, actually. You would really enjoy his company. He is so smart. He sings a lot. He is so talented in that as well. And at the professional level, I think Mohamed is one of the people that provide solutions, technical solutions. His area is very technical, very complicated and very complex, and I really find it sometimes difficult to understand, especially with hardware and software solutions. But he provides, and I think this is major contribution, most major contribution, that he gives you the solution from a non-technical point of view and from a developmental point of view. He would give it to you as a piece of cake, very easy, very sweet, without making it very complicated. And he gives you the solution from, as I would say, a down-to-earth perspective, a very practical solution. And his idea about IT, which I think is also part of his major contribution to Plan, is that he gives you the IT perspective from a developmental point of view. You don't really feel that he's giving you, talking about hardware or software, but he's talking about development. So IT in the ICT for development, ICT in development, ICT supporting development, ICT for the sake of ensuring better quality and improve the life quality of children.
الأستاذ محمد حسين معرفة قديمة قوي من أكتر من 27 سنة. محمد أول لما جه جديد كان يعني فريندلي جدا، وكنت تحس إنك تعرفه، حد تعرفه من زمان، وكان دايما وشه عنده يعني بشاشة وابتسامة، وكان دايما يعني مع الابتسامته دي كان في جدية في شغله. احنا كزملاء مصريين حاسين بالفخر إن محمد حسين وصل لمستوى في الريجنال اوفيس. طبعا محمد أصفاره كتيرة وكترت، ودايما لما يجي يبقى حريص انه يسلم على كل الزملاء واحد واحد، وما بيبخلش على اي حد باي معلومه او اي نصيحه، ومش من النوع اللي يخبي المعلومه، يعني دايما يديك النصيحه، ولما بتساله على حاجه بياخدها بجديه. كمان انا على مستوى الانساني محمد انا عارف انه بيهتم باولاده قوي، وافتكر ان في فتره كنا بنقدم في الجامعه لاولادنا، وهو كان حريص ان يدخل ابنه احسن حاجه، وكان اهم حاجه ان عنده ان ابنه يبقى في مجال كويس حبه ونجحه. يعني طبعا انا بكرر، انا فخور تاني اتكلم على محمد يعني، ويا رب ابقى زيه او اتعلم منه يعني، واتمنى له التوفيق والنجاح في كل الاوقات.
I'm really proud being part of Plan. Plan has contributed a lot in changing all my life, personal life and professional life. And thanks to all my colleagues and all my bosses that I have worked with. Thank you, Plan.